We have waited for so long for this, my friends. Finally, some new miniatures for the Space Wolves. And the first batch is coming in this beautiful Space Wolves army set. Hello, my friends, my name is Max, and today we're going to open this beautiful box and see what's inside. Let's see what we are expecting inside of this box. Basically, all these minis. These are gonna be the commander, the Wolf Guard battle leader, a wolf priest. We're gonna have 10 blood claws, this, 3 Wolf Guard Headtakers, these pals, with the wolves, and 10 Grey Hunters. These are those pals over here. In addition to that, we also get a new Codex and Datasheet Cards. Let's go ahead and open this box. Wow, look at this design. Look at these guys, look at this. The box is quite heavy, and it is easy to understand why. It has tons of stuff. I'm gonna move this over here, and we gonna take a look at the sprues. This looks like blood claws to me. We have some reckless faces over here. That is why I think these are the blood claws. These must be younger members of the Space Wolves, and we have a lot of chain swords here, including some power sword here too. Probably reserved for the commander, looking incredibly nice. What I really like about these minis is that all of them already incorporate some Space Wolves details, like this gem on the chest plate. Very, very nice. These are not the standard intercessors, so this is the first sprue. This is the second sprue, and it looks exactly like the first one, which makes me think that the blood claws are pretty much 5 on each sprue. Looking very, very cool. I can't wait to build these guys. Next, we get something with a lot of pelts, and these must be Wolf Guard Headtakers, which are pretty much the Blade Guard veterans of the Space Wolves. At least this is how it looks so far. We have some wolves over here. This must be wolves. I can see a wolf face over here, and they look amazing. Unbelievable, guys. They look incredibly cool. You can seemingly assemble them with weapons options, either with the axes or with the swords, or with both, because the swords and the axes are different hands. We have some bucklers here, some shields. Very, very cool. That is incredible, my friends. Alright, so this is a sprue for the Blade Guard veterans, or Wolf Guard Headtakers. That should be the Grey Hunters then. This also resembles Primaris Intercessors, but with decorations. We can see some non-orthodox skulls here on the chest plates. We can see a lot of pelts. We can see some gems over here and a wolf head over here, looking incredibly cool. And these guys look older, which the Grey Hunters are supposed to be. So this is the first sprue. And this is the second sprue, which seemingly is exactly the same as the first one. Yeah. These are gonna be 5 men on a sprue, like for the Blood Claws and for the Primaris Intercessors. I'm actually now curious if you can mix and match these kits with Primaris Intercessors and get some interesting results, and we shall see about that. So these are the Grey Hunters. This is a really beautiful sprue with a lot of weapons options. It is actually looking incredibly cool. It has plasma pistol over here, bolt pistol, it has a power hammer, power sword. Wow, that looks nice, guys. This is, of course, the Wolf Guard battle leader. Very nice miniature. Gonna be one of the first ones to build. And the last mini which has a fairly distorted sprue over here. I don't know why, don't ask me, I have no idea. Is the Wolf Priest. And the Wolf Priest is basically a mixture of an apothecary and a chaplain for the Space Wolves. Don't ask me how it works, I don't know myself, but it has a lot of loadout options, and I definitely looking into building more than one, because you can assemble him in a number of different ways. Very, very cool kits. Alright, let's see what else is here. Have some separator, and we have a hefty box with some beautiful art. And in addition to that, we of course have bases and more bases and more bases. Wow. That's a lot of bases. And this is the Space Wolves symbol. So let's take a look at that. We're gonna take a look at the books last. Elongated bases are for the wolves themselves. We have 3 wolves in this kit, and that is how they are built, with the elongated bases. The Blade Guard veterans, the Wolf Guard Headtakers are being built with the 40mm bases, as is the Battle Leader and the Wolf Priest. And these must be 20 32mm bases for the Blood Claws and the Grey Hunters. These are basically Primaris Intercessors, but with some fancy stuff. This is the transfer sheet. The new transfer sheet for the Space Wolves looks incredibly cool. Very, very beautiful. Lots of stuff is going on here. Very, very nice. Unbelievable. And we arrive to the box with the books. So what do we get here? The box is very nice. I actually keep these boxes because I keep the larger boxes just for my own amusement. And we have here 3 major things. This is just carton to keep things in place. We have the Datasheet Cards. We have the Codex. And we have the assembly instructions, which is surprisingly small. Let's take a look at this. Let's start with the assembly instructions. So they explain us what is here, and we have a pattern to figure out which size is which. The Blood Claws and the Grey Hunters are present on 2 sprues, exactly the same sprues. This is how you build the Wolf Guard Battle Leader. We can have some options here to assemble him. This is the Wolf Priest. Also has some optional assembly. Which one do you like, by the way, most? I think the coolest one is the hooded one. And it is also a helmeted one. Then the Wolf Guard Headtakers. It's actually a lot of really cool beats for the heads, which we're gonna use on our Death Watch kit bashing. This is how you build the wolves. The wolves are the least interesting part for me in this box, but we shall see. Maybe they will be fun to build too. And this is how the squad looks like. We have 3 guys and 3 wolves over here. Next come Grey Hunters. Apparently they also have a variation of heads and stuff, looking very, very cool. This is how you build these pals. The Pack Leader has a lot of options for the loadouts. Looking very, very nice. Really looking into building this pal. These remind me the Primaris Intercessors, but with Space Wolves stuff. And this is how you build these pals. This is how they look like. Very, very beautiful. And of course the Blood Claws. The Pack Leader also has a lot of options. I really like the one with the Lightning Claw. Also a lot of potential in building and kit bashing things with some extra bits, because we have a lot of cool heads here and weapons options. And this is how these pals are supposed to be looking like. Very, very nice. Alright, this is the instruction sets. Let's take a look at the cards. We have Logan Grimnar, Niall Stormcaller. Yeah, these are double-sided. Ulrich the Slayer. This looks like an old mini. the firstborn miniature. Bjorn the Fell-Handed, this mini looks old. Seemingly they did not update this pal. Ragnar Blackmane. Arjak Rockfist, this is a new Terminator. Very cool mini, I'm really looking into building this guy. A Wolf Priest. An Iron Priest. An Iron Priest is still apparently old. And the good thing is that I have this miniature from another Space Wolves army box, which we're gonna build really soon. Stay tuned for that. Wolf Guard Battle Leader, Blood Claws, Grey Hunters, Wolf Guard Headtakers, Thunderwolf Cavalry is still valid, apparently. Wolf Guard Terminators, also new miniatures that are gonna be released soon. Fenrisian Wolves, these must be the old wolves, but I guess you can use the new ones too. Wolfen. I possess this kit, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna build them. Wolfen with Storm Shields. This is another Wolfen. Murder Fang. This is the old Dreadnoughts. Wolfen Dreadnoughts. This is interesting. Not entirely sure what this one is about. Venerable Dreadnoughts. Theory Askar, Combat Patrol datasheet. Aha, these are the cards from the Combat Patrol. And Wolf Guard Terminators from Combat Patrol. Bloodclaws from Combat Patrol. Wolfen from Combat Patrol. And Space Wolves Army Rule. Curse of the Wolfen. Wow, okay, this is something new. Alright, we have a bunch of cards. Looking very, very cool. And now let's take a look at the Codex. Very beautiful Codex. Really love the way it is done. Let's flip through the pages. Space Wolves, the Sons of Rus. Warriors of Fenris, Showcase, Combat Patrol, Forces of the Space Wolves, Crusade Rules, and so on and so forth. Some really old looking art over here, looking incredibly cool. Wow, look at these guys. Look at this. Is this not looking amazing? Tell me. This is really, really, really cool. Space Wolves are battling orcs. Warriors of Fenris. Some old art. This is from early boxes. Wolves of Fenris. They explain us what the Fenris is all about. The fang. The great companies. Wow, look at this art. Look at this art, guys. This is amazing. This is Bjorn. And Bjorn is not amused. He is being raised for war. The Sagas. Era Indomitus. Warriors of the Great Companies. I'm really looking into reading all this stuff, guys. Space Wolves iconography. This is how you paint them. Bloodclaws, Grey Hunters. They explain us what the units are. Wolf Guard. Wolf Scouts. Long Fangs. Logan Grimnar. Rune Priest. Wolf Priests. Ragnar Blackmane. Iron Priests. Dreadnoughts. Yeah, this spell. I actually have this kit. This kit is really cool. You can build 3 different Dreadnoughts from one kit. You can build a Venerable Dreadnought, a Murder Fang, and Bjorn the Fell-Handed, I believe, unless I'm grossly mistaken. Not entirely sure what Wolfen Dreadnought is all about. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. Fenrisian Wolves, Wolfen. Alright, very beautiful art of the Wolfen. They actually look nice on this art. This is the showcase. Beaky helmets, apparently I in favor. What I really like about these minis is that they mix and match older and newer beats. These older looking helmets and the beaky helmet, they look amazing. Very, very nice miniatures. This is a Land Raider ejecting some folks. This is how you paint the lads. I really love this guy with a machine gun. This is the showcase. Wow, unbelievable, unbelievable. I have a dream, my friends, to build this kind of display window at home at some point. It's gonna take forever and a lot of money. Combat Patrol. This is how you build a Combat Patrol, apparently. This is how you paint the lads. Recommended paints and the painting instructions. And some rules. The data cards. Forces of the Space Wolves. Army rules. That looks like important things for the game. I wonder if this stuff is already changed at the day 1 with the errata. I'm not entirely sure myself. I'm not playing Space Wolves. Lots of really beautiful images of these pals. Really looking into the Terminators. The Dreadnoughts. Yeah, the Dreadnoughts still look old. It seems like they did not update the Dreadnoughts. Crusade rules. Different information regarding the Crusade rules. Battle traits, requisitions, agendas, Crusade badges. Here we go. And of course, we get a code over here, which I'm not gonna spoil in the video. So, my friends, this is what's in the box. The box contains only new miniatures of the Space Wolves. I'm really excited to build all of them. I'm really looking into the next batch with the Terminators. It's gonna be so cool to have some dedicated Space Wolves Terminators. It's a shame that the older parts of the Terminators do not fit to Primaris Terminators, but yeah, we're gonna get new ones very, very soon. And I think this is gonna be it for today. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this army box? Did you get it? Are you gonna build all the stuff in this box? Let me know. As always, if you like this video, consider liking and subscribe to the channel. It will help you to catch more content like this in the future. We have tons of minis to build, and we have some boxes to unbox, so stay tuned for that. Check out the video that you see now on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.